Second years, this is the last assignment for Unit 6 critical approaches. So let's take a look. Genre podcast. We covered what you are expected to include in a couple of lectures before the spring half term. I've attached the resources we used as a refresher reminder, but of course I'll do lessons with you as well to help you sort of recalibrate your mind and approach as to what needs to be included. It's been given to you on the 25th of Feb, due in 3 weeks' time, the 19th of March. It is, of course, part of your extended diploma. And it is, as I've said, Unit 6 critical approaches. Outcome 4 of 4. I am your assessor. So, this one is overseen by BBC Radio Solent. In the past, we had 2 of our students produce work that was so good, I pinged it to my colleagues at Solent and they took on Tom. He went on to do radio and podcasting at Cardiff University as work experience and got some paid gigs out of it as well. So this is overseen by these guys here. I'm inviting you to use Audacity, Soundtrap or Anchor FM to produce the podcast. Now you can choose to use Logic or anything else you feel is appropriate, but these are wonderful free tools that are accessible to all and are really fun and easy to pick up and use and to put on iTunes if you're feeling good about it at the end. Why not? Anchor FM in particular, you can do it on your mobile device. I really like that one. Anyway, you choose. Looking for you to submit a well-researched discussion panel show about the evolution of any moving image genre, whether that be action video games, horror films, sitcoms, whether it be sci-fi movies, whether it be music videos for hip-hop between the decades of 1980 and 20 teens. Is that what we're calling this now? You choose. Pick a genre you love and you are naturally drawn to and naturally interested in. So if sci-fi is your thing, do it about sci-fi. In a group of 2 to 3 people, you're going to collaborate on a script as a doc, and then you're going to use that as the jumping off point for your actual discussion, which will be the genre podcast itself. Now, in a group of 2 to 3 people, you're going to pick this genre, collaborate on your script, use that to guide you in the studio, and then record a podcast 15 minutes maximum, please. Using one of the tools I've outlined, covering as you discuss and debate and show me your research, show me that you've covered the following: genre, narrative, and representation. These are the 3 main areas outlined in the Prezi we went through in class. It's all here. You can re-familiarise yourself with all the concept we went through in class, and some of you have picked up on this already. Underneath, the full transcript of the Prezi is available here, which might be useful for you to copy and paste some notes. I'm inviting you to do that, absolutely fine. As long as it gives you structure, I'm absolutely fine with that. Now, genre. Tell me about your genre and how it's changed in terms of tech, how it's been distributed, what are the norms, conventions, standards, tropes, what are the changes over time. Now, you'll see in Classroom, I've linked you to my trendybcopmedia.tumblr.com blog, whereby I've tagged all my genre-related posts and resources. You're welcome. Under narrative, in a similar fashion, I've linked you to my work on narrative I've done over 10 years of being a media teacher. So this will be useful for you in terms of getting examples and reference points. Equally, in Classroom, there is a lesson on narrative that we did and you gave great examples from your genre into. Use those slides. That's why we did that lesson. The last bullet point is on representation. How are characters represented in a post-Me Too media landscape? This is interesting. And this is where distinctions will lie. The sensitivity, deftness of touch, clarity, and ability to articulate representation and why it matters is really important. I'm not looking for your opinion. I'm looking for you to talk about things objectively here. How has the genre represented its characters? Tell me this. And again, on my blog, I've linked you to some posts pertaining to representation. Have a little look at this. It will guide you if you are hitting a bit of a mental roadblock there. Of course, I'm in class there to help you as well. These are 3 areas I'm looking for you to include. You're going to submit your script and the completed podcast individually in Google Classroom before the 19th of March. Now, when you are looking to submit your work, the script might be just one script between 3 people, for example. So what I want you to do for me is go to File, Publish to the Web. This will create a URL. By doing so, it will give you a web link like so that you can then, each and every one of you, submit to me in Classroom, okay? Otherwise, it looks like you're all trying to submit the same document and Google will just say, you can't submit that because James has submitted it. You can't do that because Dan has already submitted it. By doing a link, it's published and you've all got access to it and can submit it, all right? 19th of March is the deadline. The scripts and the podcast goes into Classroom, of course. Here's some links to help you. Deadline is here, 1 minute before 5. And yes, feedback will be here. This is past merit distinction, of course. Distinction level students will give me clear, precise examples, go into real depth and stay away from opinion and actually focus on facts, research, data, examples that are well justified and well argued rather than just off the top of their head riffing and improvising and giggling and enjoying themselves more than the audience at home. Merit level will give good examples and use some good use of terminology, although it will be a little bit more inconsistent. Pass level will be descriptive for the most part, parroting back my prezi at me with some good examples and mainly opinion based. So, deadline is 19th. If you've got any requests, any issues, please contact me on Hangouts. That is preferable, but you have time. You have 3 weeks, in fact, to submit this work. Contact me if you need help with anything at all. But remember, this ultimately determines your grade for Unit 6 critical approaches. So if you're on for a merit, make sure you get a merit with this. If you're on for a distinction, make sure you get a distinction. Contact me if you need help with anything at all. I'm off for a glass of water. Anything else? Anything you need, I'll help you.